Hi guys, it's Babs with Listen to Your Inner You. Thank you for watching and subscribing. My website is listentoyourinneryou.com and I'm so glad you're watching. Yeah, I'll just keep repeating that part. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about attachment today and what does letting go mean and all of that. So, what is attachment? Attachment and manifesting is pretty much just you needing that manifestation in order to feel a certain way, feel safe or happy or feel better or anything at all, right? So it's an emotional attachment. And emotional attachment goes away when we manifest over time. You can do it on purpose. It often goes away on its own. When you deliberately manifest, you do it on purpose and it still can go on its own. And when we don't deliberately manifest, which is the rest of the time because we manifest all the time without knowing it or doing it on purpose, we tend to detach automatically. So detachment is actually a natural process. And being attached is also a natural part of being alive, being a human being. And I want you to realize that the people out there that are saying that attachment is toxic, don't let that get to you because it is not true. Attachment is a natural part of manifesting, of being alive, of being you. It is a natural part of wanting these things. And it is normal. And you know what? It is okay to be attached. And I've learned a lot of loopholes with Amy, and you can put one in place saying, I can have what I want even when I'm attached. It's okay that I'm attached. Amy has tons of videos about attachment and detaching and letting it be. And I have a lot of them in my playlist from her on my channel here as well. So don't beat yourself up. It is okay to be attached. Just be okay being attached. It is a natural part. You will detach. We almost always detach. And when we deliberately manifest someone or something and we can't detach, it's just a step in the 4-step process that I and Amy teach, that I learned from Amy, and I teach it. And it's okay. It is okay to be attached. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not toxic. It's not wrong. It is actually normal. It is more than normal. I'm trying to normalize all these things. I'm trying to make you feel better about manifesting and being you and working through it. I do want you to realize that I tend to tell people work on your core beliefs first, because core beliefs and other beliefs, they actually can create attachment because we're lacking this belief, therefore we're wanting to feel a certain way, and we want the manifestation to make us feel a certain way. For example, if you're not feeling good enough and it's coming up in the 3rd step in resistance, is that all these stories lead back to, all the resistance stories lead back to you not feeling good enough. That's a core belief, I'm good enough. Then you want to work on the core belief itself and not just the manifesting part, because it can create the attachment and you're craving that manifestation, that person, maybe because they make you feel good enough. And SPs tend to make us feel both at the same time. So they make us feel the positive and the negative version of a belief at all times. They bring out those core beliefs in us, and I think that's why we're kind of drawn to them, because they bring out this amazing feeling, and at the same time we feel the worst we've ever felt, right? So we want to work on these beliefs and core beliefs because they can create attachment. And it is because we're craving to be good enough. We're craving to be worth it or worthy or deserving or loved or accepted or understood. And that is just emotional attachment. That is it. Attachment is just you're needing something emotionally to feel better or to be alive or to be functional. And that is incorrect. If you want to deliberately detach, it is just realizing you don't need this in order to feel better. You don't need this person or that thing or the manifestation in order to feel loved or understood or happy or function or live on with life. It's just an emotional attachment, and it feels really needy often when we are very attached, and that's okay, because that 4-step process that I teach, that I learned from Amy, it teaches you how to go through the resistance and eliminate resistance one at a time, and then how to detach as well. So detaching and eliminating resistance will actually make you feel better over time. So in the beginning, when you start manifesting someone or something, it is normal to feel really needy and upset and stuck, and uncomfortable. It is part of the process. And you actually go through that even when you don't deliberately manifest. You just don't notice it because it often works through it in the background or much faster or unnoticed. And you're not concentrating on it on purpose, therefore you don't notice it as much. But when you do something deliberately, everything is more noticeable, right? It's more obvious, it's more in your face. But attachment is perfectly normal. It is perfectly healthy. It's perfectly fine. It is part of the process. It's part of you. It's part of who you are, and you're learning how to do these things on purpose. And again, I always say work on the core beliefs first because they actually often come up in the third step of bringing up resistance. So you want to, and if you are looking for the video, it's called Manifesting Steps, steps 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the manifesting process. And if you want to do yourself a favor, change your core beliefs because you will feel better. And you're eliminating a lot of codependency, a lot of needing, and a lot of those stories that have been created because you have these core beliefs in place. But again, attachment is about an emotional need to feel better or make you think that you need this in order to be happy. You need this in order to be worth it or good enough or feel anything, but you don't. You're giving these things to yourself. That is detaching. Detaching is giving these things to yourself. And that's when the manifestation usually shows up, is when you can give all these things to yourself. Give yourself these beliefs, these limiting stories, turn these around and detach, right? Limiting stories, resistance can create attachment and vice versa, and it's funky, but it's not that complicated. It's fairly easy, it's fairly simple, and again, attachment it's okay, it's normal, and it's part of you, it's part of the process. At all times you're attached. Even when your manifestation comes in, you probably still have some attachment, so might as well set the belief that you can have what you want even when you're attached. And letting go just means over time the desire gets less intense, which is actually really nice because over time you will start noticing, hey, I'm enjoying my life and I can do things and I can function. And I don't need that to feel better. I don't need to concentrate on that manifestation. So detaching is actually a very natural process. You do it all the time when you don't deliberately manifest. And often when you do deliberately manifest, you often just detach too. It depends. And if you can't detach, then that's okay too, because maybe you're not supposed to. Amy has a whole video about that too. I love it. But again, letting go is just detaching in the manifesting world. You don't have to stop thinking about it. You just automatically stop thinking about it so much the more you work through resistance and detach. And again, it's okay. Let it be okay. Accept it. Let it be okay. Accept it. It's there. It might never go away, and it's okay. So what? Attachment is normal. It's fine. There's nothing toxic about it. You're okay the way you are, right? And the reason why I am so adamant about these core beliefs is because they can create attachment and resistance. And usually they are the cause of that. But you just feel better. I just want you to feel good. And who doesn't like detaching? Because detaching feels pretty darn amazing. Not often, sometimes. Often when we do it on purpose, the first couple times feels like we're breaking up with the manifestation, or you're getting all attitude and like, I don't need this shit. But once you start detaching more and more, it's not a one-time process. Detaching is an ongoing thing. You keep doing it, it keeps happening. But the more you do it, the better you feel, because you think about the manifestation less and you need things less and you just feel more like you and you live your life. So yeah, it's a natural process that you are attached. It's a natural process that you do detach. Everything you undeliberately manifest, you have already detached from naturally. So it's okay. Don't stress about it. That's all I wanted to say. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.